Hi, good morning to all. Today, the topics related to the automotive air conditioning. Myself, Yoharaja, Assistant Professor, working as the Assistant Professor in the Department of Automobile Engineering in Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. So, before that, we should know about HVAC. What is mean by HVAC? So HVAC is nothing but heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So that is the expansion of HVAC. So in the basics of HVAC, uh, in the heat, ventilation, and air conditioning. So mainly we focusing on human comfort. So the conditions at which most people are likely to feel comfortable in most of the time. So that is called as thermal comfort. So that thermal comfort is needed for a human being in any other we are staying in a home or industrial point of view or whatever it may be. So the thermal comfort is very essential, and the temperature we have to maintain the room temperature. We have to maintain in the summer 25 degrees centigrade, and in terms of degree Fahrenheit 78 degree Fahrenheit. And at the same time in the winter the room temperature maintaining at 20 degrees centigrade. And another important thing is the humidity. So the relative humidity 30 percentage to 60 percentage must be maintained in a that particular room or cabin, whatever it may be. And so you have the different purposes are available in this HVAC. So to provide thermal comfort and indoor comfort, and that is designed using the basic principles of thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, and heat transfer. And again, it provides the cooling and heating energy uh, requirement. And another important thing, the air supply, the condition of air supply, that may be heating or cooling, or it may be humidity or dehumidity, and cleaned air and purified air, that may to reduce the noise also in this particular HVAC applications. And so when this HVAC equipment is working, so the noise level also should be minimum level. And also it distribute the conditioned air containing sufficient outdoor air to the conditioned space. And again the control and maintain the indoor environmental parameters like temperature, humidity, and movement of the air, and clean air, and again the sound level or noise level, and the pressure difference between the conditioned space and the atmospheric conditions. So that is the main purpose of HVAC. So before going to discuss about this HVAC, so the main principle focusing on this is second law of thermodynamics. So the second law of thermodynamics, it refers to the inefficiencies of practical thermodynamic system, and indicates that it is impossible to have 100% efficiency in heat to work conversion. In the second law of thermodynamics, so we have two statement. The one is Kelvin Planck statement. So according to the Kelvin Planck statement, no other device can produce 100% efficiency. And so coming to the Clausius statement, so in this Clausius statement, so it is impossible to construct a device operating in a cycle the heat transfer from low temperature side to the high temperature side. Okay, so according to this statement, so the heat transfer takes place from high temperature to low temperature. This is occur naturally, but the reverse process is not possible without any other device. So that may be we can use the refrigerator and heat pump. Okay, the refrigerator and heat pump. This is the artificial cooling or heating. So based on this Clausius statement, the refrigerator and heat pump is working. And again, the heat transfer, another important term. Without heat transfer, there is no HVAC also. So we know we should know the basics of heat transfer. Generally, we have three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. So conduction, in the sense the transfer of heat through the solid medium. So we have the energy is transformed with the direct contact. And coming to the convection, this convection heat transfer, here also the energy is transmitted by the motion of the molecules uh, from liquid to the solid or solid to the liquid. And another heat transfer is radiation heat transfer. Here the heat transfer takes place by electromagnetic radiations. Okay, electromagnetic waves, so that's called radiation heat transfer. So these three mode of heat transfer is applicable in the HVAC. And so heat transfer, this is a simple room. So how the heat transfer takes place. So we have the human being staying inside the room. So we have lot of equipments are available. We can say that the lighting and the computers from the floor, bottom of the floor, and top of the roof, and through glass, and the partition wall. So the heat transfer takes place. We have the conduction heat transfer also takes place. And from the human being, so we are doing some other work, so we are also ejecting some amount of heat. And I can assume the light also ejecting some amount of heat, and the computer also dissipating some amount of heat. And the partition wall, that also some heat are coming into this particular room. And heat coming through the glass from the sun. So we have the solar radiation coming into the room through the glass. And the heat coming into the room from the top of the roof and bottom of the floor. So we can assume how much amount of heat is coming into the room. So if we take sun, that may be considered as the radiation heat transfer. And again, the human being are working with the help of pen or something table. So here also some conduction heat transfer also takes place. And convection heat transfer also takes place from the equipments. Okay, and from the light to the room, and computer to the room, and the floor to the room, that may be the, we may consider as the convection. So both conduction, convection, and radiation heat transfer are involved in this HVAC system. So that's why the importance of heat transfer is notable one in the HVAC system. So thank you for this wonderful lecture related to the HVAC. So this was small introduction about the heat, ventilation, and air conditioning. So this applicable to the automobile air conditioning system. So the, if you take a automobile vehicle, so the cabin is replaced by the particular room. So that may be very very important in the automobile uh, vehicle system to maintain the temperature of cabin. So that's why we discussed the basics of the HVAC system. So thank you for this presentation. Thank you.